College football week 1 is on deck. Come on in. Hey. We are back for another episode of the College Pod. I am the host. I'm the CEO. I'm Moss Money. And I'm rolling solo. Well, I'm not rolling solo because y'all watching, y'all want the bet. So I'm happy that you clicked on the thumbnail. I'm happy that y'all here. Week 0. We had a great week 0. Probably a lot of people had a lot of great week 0s. A lot of underdogs were barking, but we hit our best bet, and that's all that matters. Week 1 is here. We got some more best bets. So let's get right into it. Now, we typically use DraftKings, but today, because I saw some of the better lines on ESPN and some of the bets that I want to do for some of these Saturday games, we're going to run with that. So, with that being said, let's bring up the handy dandy sports book. And if you like college football, if you like betting, if you like free betting and free bets and winners, make sure you hit that subscribe, hit that like button, all that good stuff. Let's start it off. 12 o'clock. Yeah, because it's just me. We're going to go with this one. We're going to go with this look. Actually, because it's just me, it's been a while. Let's do it like this. I got some new things to mess with. Right? I think I can change little circle. Yeah. Look at me down there. Yeah. All right. So we got Penn State, West Virginia. Line is sitting right now at -7.5. Counting what book you're looking at. It was pretty high. It was at like 9.5. It's dropped down to 7.5, going to Morgantown out there at Penn State. Line is now, total points is 50.5. So how do we break down this game and how we look at this game? Well, we know that, if you don't know, now you will know after watching this, is that, excuse me, man, let me get a drink of water. So excited to get this going and talk betting college football. Gotta catch my breath. So, like I was saying, West Virginia, as of right now, has returned all 3 of their top rushers, including the quarterback, Garrett Green, who's coming back. Kind of a gunslinger, but this team is a run-first team, right? They had over 2,400 yards of total rushes between those 3 top rushers, all back. And they are coming back pretty much with the same offensive staff that they had last year. So this offense is not going to change really too much. It's going to be the same thing that we saw last year. Now, remember 2 years ago, they came to Happy Valley, got smoked a little bit, 38-16, I think it was. Remember, that was the game where Franklin ran at the end with like 6 seconds left, and he ran a touchdown and crushed everybody's ticket for the cover. And the over crush. So I know Franklin was taking that and laughing that one to the bank to his Vegas buddies and his sports butters, because you know that there was no reason to do it. The game was won. No reason to do it at all. So, but that's the game, and that's gambling for you. But what I do like in this game is I'm gonna start off my first best bet with a little bit of teaser. A little bit of teaser action. We need ESPN bets to do this. You can't do this on the other ones. So this is what I want you guys to do, right? Because Penn State, they lost some guys, right? But this defense was the best defensive line probably statistically last year. If you look at the stats, I think they were maybe 3rd, but across the board, all top 10 at defensive line statistics. Chop Robinson, they lost some, these big programs, they lose people to the draft, right? But they do return their big running backs. They lost some key guys up in the trenches there. But I do believe that this team is still stacked, and Drew Aller is going to be on a run this year. They got a new offensive coordinator, from what we heard or what we know. A lot of play action passes, But what do you need to do to set up play action? You need to run the ball. Allen and Singleton are back. But the reason why I'm going and kind of telling you all this is because I really like the under in this game, and I like it straight, but I like it teased up. So what we're going to do here is I think Penn State wins the game. We'll take Penn State. We'll take the total, right? Now you see me watching on the right here. We're going to go to teasers. So right now, it's at plus 150, which is not bad, right? But I don't like that 4.5. I do think Penn State probably wins by a touchdown, but I don't like that 4.5. I'm going to take it down to plus 100. So we're even money here. So $100, a $100 bet will win you $100. And I really like this bet. This is my best bet of the day. We're going to take Penn State at minus 2.5. We're going to take the total, tease it up to 55.5 using a 5-point teaser, getting that at plus 100. We're going to go ahead and put, that's a 2-unit bet for me. 2 units for me, or a unit is $100, counting where your bankroll is or however you want to bet. But this is $200 for me, 200 bet, $200 to win, 268. Lock that in. That is my first best bet of the day. Penn State, 2-leg teaser. Penn State to win pretty much, which is, 2.5. But you get the hook, but you get it under the key number 3 and kick up that total. I think over the key number, probably 51.5, 52. It's going to be a lot of running in this game. Run. And you got a really good running offense against a really good running defense. And, Garrett Green, the quarterback for West Virginia, they don't really scare you. They don't really scare you to throw the ball. So should be a great game out there in West Virginia. But I think Penn State goes up there and handles business, as they say. All right. So that is my first best bet of the day. Make sure y'all lock that in. Drop a comment. We are, if y'all like that Penn State bet. Man, I don't know what it is. This is can't get the words. I'm getting stuck. Good thing I got a drink of water, right? We usually get the we usually be drinking the liquor, but a little early for that. All right. So we got our first best bet in. Let's look at some of the other games coming in here that I like. And these are just strictly best bets. Again, we're off to a pretty fire start this year. We did lose some bets. I did hit my Colorado bet. So if you didn't see the Colorado breakdown of my bet, I'll drop a link in the comments below so you guys can check that one out. All right. So these are all the Friday games. I have nothing on any of the Friday games. I got to see some of these games play. Week 1, it's tough, right? You got a lot of people moving in the portal. A lot of people went to the league. College football is really kind of like a mess, and you got to figure out what these teams look like. So my target or my strategy for week 1 was to really look at some of the teams that I feel like were still put together. Some of the bigger name teams kind of make sense. I can't touch this Clemson Georgia game, even though 12 o'clock big SEC versus ACC game. I wish I could, but I need to see it. Kind of lean Georgia there, right? But got to see what that is. We already talked about Penn State already, so let's keep going down the list here. All right, this 3:30 game for Ohio State. Now, Ohio State is stacked, and this line is ridiculous. But this spread, and I'm sorry, not the spread, these last 2 games that they play Akron, ridiculous. This is the score in the last 2 games, 101-7, right? With an ass whooping last year, I think it was 59-7 last year. Then they played them 2 years ago, which I think was like 43 zip or something like that. So Ohio State, we know is going to roll. The question is, are they going to cover? The answer is absolutely they're going to cover. Give me the minus 48. They putting up 50. And the reason why I like this minus 48, look at the total, 57.5, right? So to get to 57.5, that means Ohio State has to score probably 50 points, really at least close to it. I don't think Akron is going to score more than 2 touchdowns on them, right? So I think it's a bad line on ESPN bets. They left more than a touchdown, almost 9 points out there to just dangle, right? If Akron scores, is going to score at the end. I don't need to go into what Ohio State has, right? We don't need to these teams turn over talent, right? They just turn over talent, and that's what they do. So, you guys all know the players and the people on Ohio State with Day out there. So, it's just like the question of this game is are they going to cover? It would not surprise me if it's 35-0 by halftime. It really wouldn't. Like, does that sound like really far fetched to you guys? Because I don't think it does. And they're all in. Ohio State is all in. Tons of money. It was over 40% of the future bets is on Ohio State to win the national championship. Over 40%. That's insane handle on Ohio State to win the national championship. So you guys got to understand that of how good this team is, whether you're professional bettor or whether you're not, or just looking at it in general. That is a lot of money on one team. Big, 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 big issue for the sports books with Ohio State. But getting back to my best bet, I think Ohio State rolls here. I'm not touching anything else. 49.5, I would probably lay off a little bit right there, even though I think they score 50. But this game really could be like 43-0. But so then you really like the under here, right? But I do think Ohio State scores 50, and I don't even think they try to score 50. It's just going to happen, like last night, Cam Rising had 5 touchdowns in the first half, right? He had 5 touchdowns in the first half on 10 passes, right? Like, it's just ridiculous. They don't try to run up the score, but when you put some of the young boys in, when all the old heads or your starters are done, young boys going to try and get some money too, man. So give me the minus 48. I can't look over 101-7 in the last 2 games. This will be a smaller bet here. Give me half a unit, 50 to win 45, just because it spreads so much. But I just see them bombing on them. Kind of like the under too, when you think about it. I really do. Kind of like the under here as well, because that tells me that even if it's 50-7, right? I lose my bet actually if it's 50-7. But this line is here. It's weird though. This line is here because do you think Akron's really going to even if they score a touchdown, right? They have to score 50. Is it really going to be 50? Let me look back real quick. I think it was 50. It was 59-7 last year. Yeah, it was 59-7 last year. Man, I'm sticking with it. I'm not looking back. Let's go. Trying to talk myself into the under as well. Maybe even do a little 2-leg parlay. 2-leg teaser. Let me just see what that looks like. Wait. All right, there you go. Let's say they won't let you do it. So 45.5 and 60. Just want to see. When we get out of plus money, a +5. Yeah, and they still score it. Yeah, I'm not doing it because they're better than they were last year, arguably. So I like the straight bet. Let's go. Half a unit, Ohio State minus 48.5. All right. So we still cooking. If you guys are still watching, appreciate you guys for watching. Make sure you hit that like, hit that subscribe button. Leave a comment. Right? Leave a comment. Let me know what y'all think. These are free bets out here. Oh, yeah. Don't forget, we got the new merch coming, right? Busy making parlays. Shirts are coming. Don't worry about it. The store's going to be up. I'm almost done getting it together. We got some more cool Money Pop merch. We got the hats, right, with our money pot logo on there. So got some cool stuff coming, man. It's all because of you guys showing us support. So we want to get some cool stuff. If you like gambling, you're into the gambling community, why not show the colors? Show something, you know what I mean? Why not? Why not? All right. I don't know why I can't catch like what I'm saying. All right. I think the next game that I'm going to look at that I really like, and this is going to be my last best bet of the day. I think it's a 3 o'clock game. Let me see. I think it's Texas. Let me take this one off. I'm trying to remember, who does Texas play? Actually, and I do have a lean, so stay tuned. Colorado State. That's who it was. Stay tuned for my lean on that Alabama game if you want to know what I like in that Alabama game. But here it is, Texas versus Colorado State. Now, again, all these teams turn over a lot of players. Texas lost a lot of pass receivers, but Ewers is back on his Heisman run. Now, Colorado State, not such, really kind of got on the map because of their big, national game against Colorado last year when it went back and forth. Travis Hunter got hurt that game, but they do return their top pass catcher and their quarterback, Colorado State, from last year. So that is good from a continuity standpoint. They lost their tight end. I think he was drafted by the Saints, which is kind of really good for them as well. But, Texas lost Baxter. I think he was injured, out for the year, if I'm not mistaken. Brooks is out. So what they typically do from a running standpoint is a question mark, I would think, at this point. So when you look at that and see what this matchup is, after Sanders just threw for 450 yards, in last night's game, I have a feeling that Texas is going to come out here and throw the ball a little bit here. I think they're going to throw the ball. They're going to see what their run game is like against this Colorado State defense, which is really, really not good at all. And they can't even run the ball either. But I do believe, what's his name? Jaden Blue is going to get the start. But, like I said, I think they like Nick Sanders. He was a top recruit coming in as well. I think he was a second best running back in the country last year. So, and don't forget, Arch Manning is in the background there as well, who's still there. But Quinn, it's going to be the Quinn Ewers show, and he's going to be leading this team with his Heisman case. And I think that they're going to just throw on this team, get up big. So, and you're going against a team who cannot run the ball. Colorado State last year, their top rusher only had 400 yards rushing, and now they got to go into Texas against that team and that audience and those fans on a national stage in Austin, Texas, DKR, Texas, Memorial Stadium. Man, come on, man. 92? Ha! Texas Heat, baby. Come on, man. Come on. So what I like in this bet here, it's my third best bet of the day. We're going to go Texas first half. Now, a little juicy, right? Minus 125, right? So it's a little juicy. You're going to have to pay a little bit for it. But we're going to go Texas minus 20.5. I think Texas is up. I expect this line to grow. I don't expect this line to be here. So if you guys want to get on this bet, you got to jump on it now. Because once it gets to 21.5, you don't really like that too much, right? But I don't think Colorado State is going to even score in the first half, to be honest with you. So I can see this being really like 28-21 sounds like really like a lot, right? Like that sounds like right there. Even 24-3 is right there, right? So I like Texas here minus the 20.5. And this is getting juicy. So shop around a little bit, maybe look at another book, see if you can find it. But I think this is a really good line here at 20.5. So I'm putting a unit on that. I'm sorry. 125 to get the full buck on there. Unit in 25 cents, as they say, on Texas minus 20.5. Now, for my next best bet. Well, no, I'm sorry. For my next lean, I apologize. Now, I've been looking at this game a lot, and this is that Western Kentucky versus Alabama game. Okay. And I feel that so Western Kentucky, the only reason why I like this game, because Western Kentucky is going to throw the ball a lot. It's going to be 98 degrees, right? It's going to be hot as hell. But what Western Kentucky got, they got the North Texas quarterback, TJ Finley, who's been bouncing around for a little bit in the portal here. And he went from LSU, Auburn, I'm sorry, not North Texas, Texas State. And he had a crazy year last year at Texas State, almost 3,200 yards, 24 touchdowns, and 8 picks. So he's not big of a rusher, but he's a big, really good quarterback. And that changes a lot for the Western Kentucky Hilltoppers, I believe, who is a pass-first offense. Now, with Bama, you know, you have what's old boy name? The new regime, right? Nick Saban retired, so you know he bowed out. So you have the new regime coming in here with Kalen DeBoer, and you know, kind of looking to keep that culture going that they do in Bama. So I don't know if anything's really going to change from on the field perspective. Maybe I don't think it will. I don't think it probably should, but you know, Jalen Monroe is back, getting better at the quarterback position. You know, he had his just due last year. Kind of look a little down, look a little up. So I kind of like where I'm heading here is this that there's a lot of unknowns in this game. We don't know what Alabama's going to look like. I have a sense that Western Kentucky has an improved offense because they have an improved quarterback. But we know what Bama is, right? Roll Tide all day, just of how, again, these teams just turn over talent. You know, they lost Chase McClellan, who went to the league last year. I believe Jeremy Burton went to the league last year. So, you know, Terran Arnold, you know, one of the top corners, went to the league. Dallas Turner, you know, like Kool-Aid. So, like, they lost some key players that are top 15 NFL talent, but in the right behind them is more NFL talent. So, with that being said, fresh new stuff, fresh new voice. I I do really lean here the Western Kentucky Hilltoppers. I really do. I do think they can keep this game close in the first half. So if I go down to where they are, let me see if I can find them real quick. Now, this is just a lean. This isn't a best bet, but this is a lean at this number because I think it's a little too high. I really do. Where are they? There we go. 7 o'clock game. So 31 and a half and 100-degree weather. Yeah, man. I don't know. So, but I like the first half, though. I think it was 19 and a half last year. 19 and a half last time I checked on it. I really like the 19 and a half. I could see this game being like 21-7 in the first half. Even 21-3, in the first half. I think Western Kentucky is going to be able to move the ball a little bit because I do like their quarterback in Finley. I think he's ready. He's played in big time programs. So I don't think seeing Alabama is going to be a big shock to him, in my opinion. And Western Kentucky can't really run the ball, so they're going to be throwing, which is his strength anyway. So this would be a light play for me. It would be half a unit, but just a lean with Western Kentucky plus 19 and a half. I know it's supposed to be really, really hot in Bama. So I don't know, man. I think they might surprise. It's just because I kind of like Lane. With Finley over Monroe. That's how I'm looking at that, right? That's how I'm looking at that game. So when I'm looking at it like that, I'm like, But you got to give the talent obviously to Bama, right? We already know that. But Brian Denny Stadium, Tulsa, Alabama is going to be pretty crazy. It's going to be hot. So I think Western Kentucky is going to. I think they're going to give y'all a shock at Bama. I really do. I really do. I wouldn't touch the money line, right? For my bet small, win big betters, you can play, what I mean? You dabble a little bit. But I would kind of I might leave that one alone for now. So, with that being said, let me get my review back here. Those are my best bets of the day. Let's run them back real quick for you guys. So two-leg teaser. We got Penn State at 5.5, I think it was. I know 2.5. It was a 5.5 teaser, two-leg teaser, the spread and the total under. Give me Ohio State, 48.5, straight up, up and down, like 630. And then give me Texas first half, 20.5 on the first half. And then I lean Western Kentucky at 19.5. And I lean Western Kentucky full game at 31.5. I think they can keep this game a little bit closer, especially with that heat there. I think Bama slows down a little bit. It'll be interesting to see how Monroe does, against a team that might be able to answer him back. Now, they were amazing last year, so I'm not taking Monroe's a gamer and he's a quarterback, but I still think he has some growing to do, and we'll see what this Alabama team and this new Alabama regime without Nick Saban looks like moving forward. So if you guys like all the best bets and all the bets that you guys have seen so far, man, make sure y'all hit that subscribe, hit that like, hit that follow, do all that good stuff. Fuck an algorithm up. Make sure y'all tell a friend to tell a friend, because this is Moss Money. This is Money Pot Betting. Good luck. Happy betting. We will see you guys next week.